Okay, we'll move on to public communication. You are welcome and encouraged to participate in this meeting. Public comment is taken on items listed on the agenda when they are called. Public comment on items not listed on the agenda will be heard at this time. Comments on controversial items may be limited, and large groups are encouraged to select representatives to express the opinions of the group. Looks like we have one member that submitted a written request at least 24 hours prior to the meeting, so they will be allowed 5 minutes to speak, and that is Chad Lizardo. Please go to the podium.
Good evening, council members. I tried to handle this behind closed doors. I tried to send you guys emails, file the complaints in an appropriate fashion to bring light to my situation. I was a police officer with the city of Yuba City for 15 plus years, a lieutenant. I was flat out forced out of the Yuba City Police Department. And I tried to get you guys to look into this, but nobody wanted to hear what I had to say. Okay, I was involved in a hostile work environment working for Lincoln Eden. I reported this to Chief Rob Landon, to City Manager Steve Krager. I also reported to Natalie Springer. I reported this event on June 10th, 2015. I reported that to Natalie Springer and Jeremy Garcia on June 10th, 2015. On June 15th, 2015, I met with Rob Landon and Jeremy Garcia and reported the hostile work environment. When no action occurred, I went to City Manager Steve Krager after exchanging several emails and speaking back and forth, and I met with him and explained the hostile work environment as well. It would turn out that I was later eventually placed back into that environment and tried by these individuals and forced out of the Yuba City Police Department. They left me with one option: to retire with stress leave. One option. Okay. The complaints against me was insubordination, where I walked into Lincoln's office and told him I was going to expose him for corruption. Quite simply put, that's probably not a rational thing to do at the time, but given the hostile work environment that I reported, you would think somebody would take that into consideration and not put me back in that environment to be tried by those people. It was brought up that I was in a conspiracy with another employee in the building, and that conspiracy led to the DA's office, and that I conspired with Amanda Hopper, the DA herself, to place one of these people on a dishonest list. I'm not going to go into that person's name. However, that conspiracy did not pan out for them. The simple fact of this was, at the time, I reported a hostile work environment to these individuals who I trusted to be objective, who I trusted to protect me, and they did not. Not only did they not, Lincoln Eden retired. I was told I no longer had a complaint of the hostile work environment, yet Lincoln Eden was allowed to turn around and file a complaint against me. Brian Baker was also, and he was mentioned in that hostile work environment as well. During that case, I was tried by the same investigator who I gave adverse testimony to in regard to Rob Landon, Jeremy Garcia, Brian Baker, and Lincoln Eden. That same investigator was then used against me. It's not objective. I've asked you guys to look into it. You guys have failed to look into it. I don't want to go down a road of conspiracy, but at the time, John, your name was mentioned. Mr. Buckland, your name was mentioned that because the Yuba City Police Department, or because Lincoln and Brian and Shauna could not come after me or after Jason Parker, they were going to come after me. Okay. What everybody has overlooked here is the constant oversight that went on in that building. Jeremy Garcia left in April of 2015. Okay. Everything in that building fell on my shoulders. In 2014, an audit came out. In that audit, can I finish that statement? In that audit, it specifically stated that the lieutenant's position needed to be defined. Okay, when I got into that position and Jeremy Garcia left that building, I was left to handle all the responsibilities within that building. There was extreme oversight. Every time Rob Landon left that building, Lincoln and Shauna followed him. Tony Tarwazi can attest to that. I was left to handle all the crap within that building. And then when they needed a scapegoat, because that building was falling apart and their jobs were probably on the line, I was the fall boy for it. Yet there's no documentation of that hostile work environment ever being reported. I have emails. I have it all. I'm not expecting anything from you people. I'm not, to be honest with you. Look, I don't want money. Don't want that. I'm happy with my $37,000 a year. I'm happy. It's an $80,000 loss. I'm happy with it. I'm content. I've forgiven these people. It's hard to hate. I have a hard time hating. I love Rob. I love Jeremy. Hell, I even have a very soft spot in my heart for Lincoln, okay? But at the time, there was so much more going on. I have a 66-page report that outlines corruption, that outlines oversight.
You need to wrap it up.
Okay. All I'm asking is that you guys finally take a look at this and be objective. Be objective in your approach to it. That's all I'm asking you guys to do, okay? You have managers that you trusted within that building to do their job, and I was thrown under the bus for it. I ask you guys: is it what I've told you? Was it objective? What you guys have seen in your emails with no response back to me. Do you feel that everything that happened to me was objective? Now I'm giving Carrie Houck a lot of information here.
You need to stop. You're
Okay.
probably at 6 minutes now.
I appreciate it. Thank
you've
you.
got it.
I
Thank you.
appreciate it. I ask that you guys get back to me. If you don't, I have no.
Thank you.
I'm on to the next step in this process. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, just want to reiterate, since Mr. Lasardo has threatened litigation against the city, that I've advised the mayor and the council not to make any comments.
Thank you. Okay, now we'll move on to number 8, appearance of interested citizens. Members of the public may address the city council on items of interest that are within the city's jurisdiction. Individuals addressing general comments are encouraged to limit their statements to 3 minutes. And is there anybody else that wants to make comments? Okay.